looking online here for a guitar, and it could be your first guitar that you're looking at, first time you've ever looked for a guitar, and a good place to start on Marketplace would be typing in the word guitar. Now, you might have a couple of ideas of what style of guitar you want before you go through this process. You might not. What you'll definitely know is your price range. So the first thing I would do is look at a guitar like that. Just type in guitar. And I would obviously have my locality. And so I've put in Hurley, Warwickshire here. I'm not actually in Hurley. I don't know why it thinks that. But, I grew up there. Maybe that's what it is. So I'm starting to look at some guitars. Now, there's a couple of things you want to look out for. It's, guitars that are just not going to work. And you'll be able to see from the pictures or from the advert. And dodgy deals and scams. And we'll go through a scam in a bit. This one has just come up. Looks really cool. Looks like a Gibson SG. Look at it. That's really nice. Now, one of the things on this one is it's £50, which is going to be a bargain. I can see here that it's actually got a proper neck joint look, which is made of wood there. It's not bolted on. I can see a problem here. So that is a broken neck joint. You will have no end of problems with that. And that guitar really is just firewood. So there's the first one. I would not buy that guitar because that is just going to be really difficult to fix. And it's just not going to be worth the money once you've fixed it. The market changes a lot with price ranges. This guitar here, this APX Yamaha, if I was after a Yamaha acoustic guitar, you can't really go wrong with that, especially at that price range. That is an amazing looking guitar. Right, so looking at this, are there any things I can tell from the images? Well, this image seems fine. That looks like something on the fretboard. Looks fine. I think it's got a couple of scratches and dings on it looking at this, but I personally wouldn't be that bothered about those. It'd be for playing. It's not an heirloom. It's been strung up okay. Got a few bashes. There's a bit of a big dent there, but it's not. It doesn't look like it's cracked the guitar. I'd be worried if there were cracks. I wouldn't be worried about dings and dents. It's just got dents. It's the type of finish on them as well. They will show up like that, but it's a bit of a big one. I'd check that up in person, but to be honest, that looks okay. Let's learn on this guitar from the images. Right, selling this used guitars. I don't use it anymore. It's cheap because the amount of scratches on it. Soft shell, hard case included with the purchase, pickup or delivery if it's close enough. This looks totally legit. Okay, they're welcoming you to go and pick it up. That kind of thing would be great. And, it's a perfect kind of guitar for somebody who wants to get into playing acoustic guitar. You can even plug it in. They've got a pretty good little preamp. Free guitar, I don't think it's going to be free, this Squire. Accepting offers. So if you want to do the offers thing, that makes sense. It's not going to be free. It's worth about £50 to £100 just from this little picture here. I can't really tell very much about it. I can't even tell which Squire series that is. Some people might, but they're not really worth more than, that's a good one. 110 in black, really honest. It's an Affinity series from the 90s, 2000s. They were a good guitar at the time. I grew up playing one of those. Got some bashes. Look at them talking about how great they are. They weren't that great, but they're all right. They're a good, if you're learning, amazing. You can do anything with that. So it just depends what kinds of things you're after. Okay, so, here's one for £15. Now, this one, that's going to be just a guitar, charity shop type jobby, old guitar, want to get rid of it. It might be rubbish, for £15. I wouldn't recommend £15 guitars if they're rubbish. You'll need to check that it's got a truss rod. So if you look inside this acoustic guitar, it's got a truss rod adjustment. You can actually work on that guitar when you can see that. This one looks all right, I don't know what's £40, probably what, what they are. It's good. Handmade electric guitar made out of pencils. Now that looks really cool, doesn't it? Someone's done something cool there. I don't know how the neck's attached. He's got like a Gibson type headstock with a scarf joint. That neck joint looks very strange, and it comes out, which would be really horrible on your hands. But I kind of like it. But looking at the way that bridge has been done, it would need a new bridge, and the pickup in the middle and nowhere else would not be my cup of tea. But it's cool. Looks cool. Oh, look, you can see someone strum that. That looks good. It looks like a Taylor GS kind of copy. Again, it will just be an import guitar, but for £50, pickup only. That's good, isn't it? 6-string pin broken. Right. So when you check acoustic guitars, look, these pins here. Sometimes certain ones will fit. You might have a problem trying to get a new pin, because you're going to need one of those for that guitar to work, for you to change the strings. So that's a complication you're going to add to your life by buying it. Look at this Epiphone, £140. Wow, it's got a lamp as well. That's great, isn't it? Look at that for an offer. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, cash on collection only. They want you to pay them. They want you to go and get it and pay it. They're not, I don't think they're going to try and rob you for 140 quid in a car park. It'll probably be quite an honest, go to the house and pick it up kind of jobby. That's a solid, honest kind of situation there. So that I'd recommend that. So you've just got to be kind of smart with these sorts of things. Now, some people will try and rip you off as well. I just want to look at this one. This one would be one of my picks, because the Ibanez Geo are a really good guitar. It's been strung up wrong, because they should be on the other side of the machine heads. But other than that, sound like a heaven. Good guitar, brand new strings. Yeah, you've put them on wrong though, haven't you? That needs redoing. They're not going to stay in tune. That's going to be a problem. But nice try. £75 is still worth it, and then get some strings. It's cool. I'd buy that if you could go there and get it. That would be one of the things. I wouldn't ever get someone to post it to me if it's post only. That is just a sure sign that you are dealing with a scam. £60 for this. That looks like a bargain. Now, looking at it close, just through the images, scarf joint looks like it's coming away, which I would be concerned about that, because that could affect its ability to stay in tune. So that one I'm not too sure about. Left-handed, that's nice, isn't it? It looks like a Telecaster. £50, gears for music. Very, very cheap kind of guitar. You'll want a different guitar soon. Ibanez, look at that. It's got a lock-in trem, GIO series, £100. It's got a complicated trem system. Hasn't got lock-in tuners. They're quite good, actually. They're fantastic. I had a friend with one of those, and it was a cool guitar. So all of these are very good. This one here is going to be a pile of rubbish. I know it's got a battery. You're not going to get very far with that guitar, because it doesn't even have a truss rod adjustment. It's just, look at this. It's got 4 strings. You can't even put the other 2 in, because the bridge saddles are gone. What's going on there? It's just don't do it. Your kid will get it and struggle with it, and then not really be able to play with that, and then get turned off from it. So you're actually doing more damage than good, really, with something like that. This is the kind of thing, when I was a kid, I'd have probably always wanted just a Squier Stratocaster that just works. That looks like a saved from a dumpster. Has a scratch on the back, works fine. I'd have a look at it. I'd check the neck's fine, but that would be a great guitar. I think if they found it in a dumpster, they shouldn't be charging you 80 quid for it. It's like, they're 50 quid upwards. If there's some big problems, if there's big scratches, you shouldn't be paying 80 quid for it. They were that new, look. So some of these are made of plywood. You know what I mean? They're a good guitar though. So that's my kind of original thing. This one here, Gib on SG. There's no way that's a real SG, but it's cool looking. I love the vibe it's got. But don't be fooled into thinking you got a Gibson there, because it just isn't. But it's a nice thing. Right, the next thing. Look at this Gibson Les Paul. Oh, it's a copy. That's okay. I'm glad they said it's a copy, because it's clearly a copy. But it looks cool. That looks really nice. Next thing I was going to show you is a scam. I'll go on to this guitar. This is a Yamaha Pacifica. Now, £30 for one of these is brilliant. Okay. But £30 is not, is about, you can get them for that. I've sold one for nearly that. No issues. Free shipping. Free shipping. It costs at least 20 quid to send a guitar. So I'm just looking at the profile. It says they're from Droitwich. I'm looking at their other things for sale. We've got a couple of guitars. They've got like a bouncy castle. Now it says they're from Walsall. It's shipped DPD next day. What, for that much? I don't think so. I think you'd be charging a lot more if you were shipping it. Okay, Squire Affinity. These are a great guitar as well. Like we've talked about, £50 about what you would pay if you're going to go and pick it up from someone's house. Amazing sound. Everything works as it should. Free postage. Now they live in Aston. So there's a couple of alarm bells coming up with this already that I'm not too keen on. Look at that. Very nice. There's another guitar. $45. No issues at all. Very nice. Free postage. Wolverhampton this time. Now, they've joined Facebook in 2024, which, again, is an alarm bell. So if they've only just joined to sell this stuff, it's probably a scam, because they'll want you to post, give them the money for the postage, and they will then just take it, I guess, and not send you anything, especially when this time they're in Tipton. It says meetup preferences. So I can tell you at this point that they do not want to meet up. It's just not what they want to do. So that's kind of your first point, really, with this one. Now, you can take a screenshot. If you ever see like an image like this and you think this is too good to be true, you can take a screenshot, put it into the Google app, and then what you can do is reverse search it. And by reverse searching it, okay, if I just put that image in, it should just pop up because it was my most recent screenshot. There it is, look. It will actually find where that image is from. Now, if it was taken by someone's personal phone or whatever in their living room, it wouldn't say it's from Musical Money Limited. It would say it would not show you that same image being from a different guitar store. So if you're really not sure, you can also check to see whether they've just put a stock image on there. And if they've put a stock image on there, why aren't they sending you the proper image of the guitar? So again, there's another alarm bell. You could try and view their profile. Caravan Sales Wales. There's all these random things going on with this person, just looking at them. So they're following some crazy school. They've got 7 friends. And all their friends, quite a diverse lot by the looks of it. This one's UCB from Colombia, was that? And their profile's pretty locked down. There's like not much about them. I know they're from Sri Lanka. Yeah, and then the next one, I've chose a couple here, but they basically they don't check out really. This one's locked their profile. This one lives in Bristol, but it's from Miami, Florida, followed by 156 people. They tend to, I don't know what's gone on. I don't know why they've what's going on here with this person? This person's in London doing it at King's College. Yeah, and then all the writings in Arabic's a bit strange. And then this one's from Manchester. Oh no, from Birmingham, but lives in Manchester. And they've only got 11 friends. So I don't know what's going on here. These are 343. You can start trying to look at it, but it's all unfolding a bit strange, you know. So I'm just not quite sure about any of this. It's a bit dodgy. So the next step that I wanted to just show you was the conversation with that person. So my wife just said, "Hi, is it available?" And they said yes. And my wife said, "Well, is it really £30 for free shipping? Because we know that it's at least 20 quid to send a guitar anywhere." And then within a second, this whole message was sent. So it's like they've copied and pasted it. "Hi, yes, my son passed away in a motorcycle accident. I got no use to it. Don't know much about the guitars he purchased." I mean, she doesn't even look old enough to have a son that's riding motorbikes and then having accidents. I don't know. I had all the accidents when I was a child in the mud, but on the roads, you know, you do that when you've at least got your license. I would guess it all works, no issues, excellent condition. Right, okay. So the next thing, I think £30 is fair. It comes with a black carry bag. So Andrea put, "Would I be able to see it before I buy it?" What do you mean? Well, I mean, I don't know how we could have made that more clear, but could I come and try the guitar out before handing over cash? Because that is the basic way that everybody does things these days. And then what they said was, "No, lots of spaces here. I'm not a music shop. If I have .y addressed to everyone, then everyone would just come to play it. Nobody is serious, just time wasters." Well, no, I mean, you're serious if you're going to go and try it out. I mean, that is a serious thing to do. "I've bought from here before, but okay, no problem." That's what my wife said. So she's just said, we buy from here, but no problem. And then they said, what did they say? "I don't like to buy without trying out," which is cool. And then they said, "Because you're fake." Well, us fake? We're the one that asked if they've got a guitar for sale and whether we could go and try it out. And then they've said, "We're fake. Nobody's going to come from Stafford, travel hours just to try a guitar." Well, I've travelled to Wales to buy a guitar, from the Midlands to buy a Squire, and then I've travelled to Bath to buy a Mesa Boogie, and I've travelled all around the country to get stuff because that's what we do. Stop being stupid with people. And quite rightly, we don't even live in Stafford, so I don't know where they got that from. I don't know whether it said that, and my wife had gotten one of her qualifications at Stafford Uni years and years ago, but it was never actually that we lived there. So I don't know where they've got that. But again, this is the kind of conversations that have gone quite defensive. We're never going to go and buy that guitar. It's just not going to happen. So, but they just want you to post, give them money, and they'll post it out, which they won't because they're a scammer. So the other options are you could buy them off Marketplace. You could go to guitar shops, and I recommend guitar shops. I recommend Marketplace. I'll buy guitars from everywhere. Used guitar shops are great because you've already got that discount. You're keeping a local business running. You're not paying that much more than you would on Facebook. And you're getting probably a really good deal, and they'll sort it out if there's any problems generally. So that's another thing that you could look